Hello, friends. I'm Heidi with Onigo Stamping, and welcome to my craft corner. I am so excited that you are here with me tonight because we are going to make a handmade card together that uses patterned paper scraps. I know y'all love patterned paper, and nobody wants to throw away those little scraps of patterned paper. So what we are doing tonight is we're going to make a card using strips of patterned paper, and I think you're going to love it. I hope that you have prepared your supplies. If not, you will find the supply list in the description to this video if you want to grab them, or you can always just watch and then come back later and make the card too. So hello, Fonda and Janie and Heidi and Lena. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you guys are here. I am so glad that if you are watching the replay, that you are here as well. A special welcome to you. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to flip around my camera so we can get started making this card. So let me see if I can grab the right setting. We're going to flip this. There we go. All right. Hello, Janet and Carol. You have your strips cut. Awesome. Hello, Karen. All right. So here are my strips. Little teeny tiny 1/4 inch strips. They need to be at least 5 inches long, but they can be longer if you want. Mine are 6 inches because I cut these from 6x6 designer series paper. So it was just easier. I was like, I'm just going to cut 1/4 by 6 inch strips. So hello, Christine and Michelle. So here they are. I've kind of lined them up in rainbow order. So you can see I have lemon lolly and lemon lime twist. And then we go into probably a green with Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock, and then a blue with Azure Afternoon, and then some kind of rainbowy colors. And then the, what is it? The new Berry Burst. Can't remember the name. Had to look at my ink pad to grab that name. So I kind of arranged them in rainbow order. You can arrange them in any order you want. I just think it ends up looking kind of cool when you do it kind of in some sort of an order and not just random. Let me show you what these strips are from. I can't talk tonight, you guys. I'm tripping all over my words. So this is from let me get the name right. Bright and Beautiful designer series paper. This is going to be in the new mini catalog, and look at all these designs. So here's the designs, because you can't really tell on those little 1/4 inch strips, but look at these beautiful designs. So much fun. I love this one because it's just designs. It's not images, it's just designs. So there's that. And then when you flip it over on the other side, you get all these like watercolor washes and gradients and things. They're just gorgeous. So a really cool set. Don't forget, if you guys want a little bit of all the pattern papers, I am offering pattern paper shares, which is a great way to do that. I love that. I love those colors just laid out right like that. All right. So there we go. Hello, Nina. Oh, you got your new catalog today. How exciting. All right. So if you have an adhesive sheet, I'm using an adhesive sheet for this, just because I found it was easier to get adhesive all over my piece of cardstock. If you don't have adhesive sheets, you can definitely use whatever adhesive you want, but you're going to want to start by covering your whole 3x5 inch piece of white or vanilla cardstock with adhesive. You kind of want to get, pretty good coverage over the whole thing, because we're going to cut this apart and you don't want your strips falling apart. So that's why I'm using an adhesive sheet. I'm going to see if I can pull this off. There we go. My adhesive sheets keep wanting to like pull the adhesive off the sheet as well. And then you're missing a part, and that doesn't help me at all. I'm just going to put this on my 3x5 piece and press it down, and then I'll pull off the next. These are kind of like in 3 strips. So I'll pull off the next one. Lay that one down. Hello, Anna and Daniel. And then we'll pull off the last one, if I can get it. That's always the question with adhesive sheets. Can I get it started? All right. So there we go. And then after I push that down really good, I'm going to go ahead and take the backing off. Now this does get a little sticky. I was getting stick on my fingers earlier, which really was not fun, but Sometimes you got to do what you got to do for your crafting, right? We've all been there. Hello, Peggy and Diana as well. All right, so I'm going to start with my lemon lolly. I think I'm going to start from the bottom just because I can see the bottom a little bit easier to get it really lined up, because you don't necessarily have to worry about lining up the sides, but it is nice if you can line up that bottom pretty straight. And then we're just going to keep adding strips. And you want to try to get your strips right up next to each other. This is why like liquid adhesive works really well too, because then you get a little bit more wiggle room to squish those together. But, you know, kind of, it's hard to decide which one is better. I don't know. I was having trouble with the liquid adhesive that I'd get little corners that didn't get glued and they were falling off. So. All right, here's my lemon lime twist. I'm just going to keep going. This is going to take me a minute. So hopefully y'all are working on this too. Of course, I'm not looking up. Did I start early? I did not start early. Nope. I actually think I was like 30 seconds late. Maybe you got the wrong time zone. It is 8 p.m. 8:06 right now. Oops. And of course, it's hard to see when I'm trying to keep my head out of the camera. So, all right. Come in here with my next one. And I'm just trying to kind of push them right up against the edge and then lay them down, which sometimes works better than other times. Oops. You can kind of sometimes pick back up from that adhesive too. It's not. There we go. So I hope you all had a good weekend. I spent the weekend with my entire family, at which time I found out that my family watches my video and talks snark. I should have expected it though, right? That's what family does. So, but it was a good weekend. We celebrated my mom's birthday. We hung out. But boy, yesterday I was exhausted. Busy, busy weekend. And then, of course, we have the Stampin' Cross Country Retreat coming up. They're jealous of my talent. Peggy, I agree. You are so right. We have the Stampin' Cross Country Retreat coming up this weekend, and I know a lot of you are registered for that. I'm so excited. It's going to be fun. It's going to be an exciting day. Exciting weekend. Oh, see, they're off a little bit. I'm just going to leave it. Trying to get these straight, but I'm missing. You can see there's like little tiny, I don't know, gaps. There's gaps. That's what they are. All right. So I'm getting there. And I use 10 strips, and I use 10 different strips, 10 entirely different strips. You might have some repeating strips. That's okay. But since I had 10 beautiful designs, I just went with all 10 of them. All right, this last piece is. And you can see, look how crooked I ended up. I don't know how I got that crooked. Huh. Well, hopefully it doesn't look too bad. It's pretty crooked. Now, it's not going to go all the way to the end, and that's okay. We're going to cut this off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, and I'm just going to put this in my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to trim a little bit off one end here just to get it straight. And then I'm going to trim this at 2 1/4, and we're going to probably lose almost a whole strip. But that's why I had you do extra, was so that when you went crooked, you still had a little bit there. So, and then I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to cut it at 2 1/4. So we're going to make two 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 inch squares. Okay. And yes, there's extra on that end too. I just gave ourselves lots of extras so that we would have space to do this, right? So that there's room for mess ups and sidewaysness and crookedness and stuff. But you should have 2¼ by 2¼ squares. Hello, Lori. All right. So hopefully everybody is about to that point that we have 2¼ by 2¼ squares. That's hard to say. 2¼ Don't put your paper trimmer away because we're going to cut these some more. So we have these 2 squares, and I'm going to lay one of the squares in my paper trimmer, and I'm going to line up 2 corners right in that track. Now, with this paper, what's really helpful is actually to start in the center and go out towards the corners. That's just going to help keep you from smashing the corners, right? So, and then I'm going to lay this so that it is flat against the top there. And I'm going to put this corner right here in the track again. And then we'll just cut that side. And we're going to cut that again. So now we have 2 smaller triangles. Okay. And then we're going to cut the other big triangle. So each square is going to create 4 triangles. If you have ever done quilting, this is like paper quilting. Okay, so now we have 4 triangles. 4 little triangles. Can you see those? I'm trying to get those in. There we go. 4 little triangles. And we still have 1 square over here. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut this square as well. And I'm going to cut this the same way. So if you missed it, we're going to do it again. You're going to do this with both the squares. All I do is I'm picking 2 corners, 2 opposite corners, and lining them up in the track of my paper cutter and cutting this diagonally. Okay, so I get 2 big triangles. And then I take my 2 big triangles and I set it so that the little corner of that triangle is right in the track again. And then I cut those triangles in half. So we have 2 more triangles. And we're going to do it one more time so that we have a total of 8 triangles. So here's the last one. I'm going to line up the point right in the track. Oops, I'm pretty sure I moved. Yep. I'm going to cut out towards the point and then down towards the bottom. All right, so we have a whole slew of triangles now. We have 8 triangles. You can put your paper trimmer away. We're done with the paper trimmer. Now what you are going to find is that you should have 4 triangles where the strips run perpendicular to the hypotenuse, the longest side, doing geometry here. Okay, so we have 4 triangles where those strips run perpendicular. And then we have 4 triangles where the strips run parallel to the hypotenuse. All right. I'm going to start with the 4 that run perpendicular. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack these up. Now I want to do it so they kind of line up like this. This is what I love. This is the fun part. See, that one doesn't quite work because those aren't the same patterns. But if I take this down here and I go like this, it's going to line up those patterns. And then I can come up here and this one will line up here. All right. So you get this fun square. Yay, math. I'm glad somebody likes math. All right, so we got those 4. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take, so 2 of mine are lighter, and I'm going to put those on opposite corners. And then I'm going to take the 2 darker ones that are parallel and put those on the other 2 corners. We're going to create this fun little quilt block just like that. Isn't that cool? I know. I just thought this is so cool. Now you could put them on your piece of white or vanilla cardstock. You could like just lay them on there just like that. And actually that looks really cool. Maybe I should try that. But what I did instead is I put these on, what do I want to say? I put them on Stampin Dimensionals and I left just a little bit of space. So I'm going to try really, really hard to get these straight. And I'm trying a different method. So earlier I had tried using a ruler, and that was okay, but it didn't work great. So I'm going to grab some washi tape. I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. And I have this on my grid paper, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to tear off a big long piece of washi, and I'm going to come in, see if I can do this. So it's lined up. My paper is lined up on my grid paper. And then I'm going to try to line up the bottom of my washi on the next line down on my grid paper. And then pull it across and line it up across. We'll see how this works. All right, so I just put that down with some washi. We're going to see how it works. So now I want to move this triangle over to here. I'm going to start with this upper right corner. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I actually want to come in and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to be really precise about this. I'm just doing that again on the next tick over, because that's going to be 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to do it over here too. I'm not going to try to do the bottom because I don't know right now where it's going to line up. Oops. It went flying. This is just to give me some guidelines for putting on my triangles. We'll see if it helps. Because I wasn't getting even borders, and I'm really particular. I really like things to be just right. All right, I'm going to start in this upper corner right here. My little quilt square all got knocked to pieces, but that's okay. We're going to start with this one. I'm going to grab some dimensionals, and I'm going to put dimensionals on here. I'm going to put 3 on here. And then what we're going to try to do is line that corner right up with this. Let's see if we can get it straight. I mean, I couldn't even put the strips of paper on the paper straight. So straight may not happen. All right, and then I'm going to do the other corner. Now, like I said, this is my first time trying the tape. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I also tried just using a ruler, and I just tried eyeballing it. So you can just eyeball it. You definitely can do that. You do not have to be this precise about it. Okay. I think I'm going to put, well, let's do this one next. We'll start building this up. Peel off my backs. So this one is going to go right here, and I'm just going to leave a little tiny bit of space in between. And I'll grab this one. How are you guys doing? Are you guys still keeping up with what I'm doing here? And of course, I have additional samples that I'm going to share with you using different pattern papers, because I love seeing how it works with different patterns. All right, now hopefully, this is going to fit in here with just a tiny bit of space. Ooh, I think I just put too much space on the other one. Let's pull this off. See if I can pull this one off. Come on. All right. I don't like to do that because sometimes it bends your paper, but there we go. Let's try this again. See if that worked better. So my guidelines might just have been a little too close. Oh, well. There we go. And now we'll come down here. I'm going to do the corners again, the outside. Pull the backs off those dimensionals. And then this is going to come right in here. There we go. We'll do this one over here. Yeah. Those dimensionals are really sticky. You didn't watch the whole video. You just made scratch, attacked an angle, and made bookmarks. Oh, well, that's cute. All right. Try to get this one on. Go down with it just a little bit. I need like green glue on dimensionals so I can smush it around a little bit. So, all right, we're on the last two pieces, and we're gonna do a little bit of stamping, and we're gonna put the rest of the card together. See how this fits. There we go. Not bad. Oh, this is so much fun. I love like putting these back together. You have to go, all right, Lori, we'll come back and watch the rest of it later. All right. Pull those backs off. And we'll try to squeeze our last piece in here. Let's see if it fits. Let's see, it's just a little bit too close. Oh, get this one off? I don't think so. We're not going to pull at it. So there we go. There is our quilt on there. Now I'm going to try to carefully pull off my washi. Hope it doesn't destroy my cardstock. So this is going to give us a really fun image here. So here comes the last piece. Now, of course, I'm going to have the quick reference guide for this technique with all the instructions in it and the dimensions. I'm going to put that in this week's newsletter. So make sure I'm on my newsletter list. I'm just going to grab the happy birthday from the, what set is it? The Something Fancy set. It's laying on my desk. So I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to grab my Pretty Peacock ink. And I'm just going to ink this up with some Pretty Peacock. And I'm just going to stamp that right down here at the bottom. So there we go. A really simple sentiment. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like it. Yay! All right, now you should have a bigger piece of pattern paper. And we're actually going to adhere this on the outside. Kind of fun using pattern paper as the layer instead of cardstock. Now, all of my other samples that I'm going to show you tonight, I actually then layered it on thick basic white cardstock. But I decided, let's do something different. Let's layer it on a colored cardstock. So that's what we're going to do with this one. We'll see what it looks like. Might be overwhelming. I don't know. I have some lemon lime twist, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm just going to go ahead and squish that down. And then this is going to get adhered right to the front of my card. So zip, zip, zip. And there we go. A fun little card to use up pattern paper scraps. There. Isn't that fun? I just think it's so neat. Like I can cut the pieces apart and then I can put them back together. Oh, Karen, I'm so glad you caught it live too. So there we go. Let me show you the other sample cards that I have if I can find them. Now, here is one using that new Countryside Inn pattern paper. So isn't that cool in blues? Really fun in that blue. Just, And there again, you can see how I went from like the lighter colors to the darker, which I think just gives it a fun pattern. And then, I don't even remember the name of this one. This is the desert one in the mini catalog. And I used some of the brushed metallic, I don't know what it's called. It's really cool. And I'm pretty sure it's on sale. But I used some of that in there too, which gives it that little bit of metallic in there. I really like that one. This one turned out really good. This is the one I used a ruler to line up. So maybe that was the way I should go. I don't know. That one turned out really cool. And then I used the textured chic designer series paper, which this is fun too, because it has hints of gold in there. So that's kind of cool. So that one was fun too. So what was it called? I don't think it has a name. The paper, what was the paper called? I don't remember. It was in the mini catalog. Are you talking about this paper or the blue paper? So this is the paper that I used tonight is the Bright and Beautiful from the new catalog. The blue is the Countryside Inn from the mini catalog. And then this one is the desert one from the mini catalog. I'll tell you what it is. It is the Delicate Desert, and that's with the dry brush metallic too. And then the last one is the Textured Chic paper from the current annual catalog. So there we go. 4 cards, all the same, very different. And just a really fun technique. I just love that. I maybe should try quilting, but I like this quilting better because it doesn't take as much time. I'm very much an instant gratification kind of gal. So I like to get done quickly. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you next week. Don't forget, I'm sorry, I'm sticking to washi tape on my table. Don't forget, I'm not going to be here Thursday. I've decided I'm taking Thursday off. There's a very good chance I may be taking next week Thursday off too. I got some stuff going on, all sorts of stuff going on. So, but I will be back next week, Tuesday, with the April card class and game night. Can you believe we're already to the end of April? Next week, Tuesday is the last Tuesday of April. The April card night and card night. Oh, did I say game night? It's not game night. It's just the April online card class. I can't even talk anymore. And we're going to be using the Greatest Journey stamp set. I think you guys are going to love it. I got some great cards. So I hope to see you next week, Tuesday. And I hope that you all have a fabulous rest of your week. Have a great evening.